Welcome back to another video. I'd like to take a few moments just to kind of talk about why I do this and what my motivation is for making these videos. I've always had a real passion for guitars. Ever since I was about 11 or 12 years old, I've really just loved the electric guitar especially. And maybe you're like me, you grew up with the advent of MTV when it was music television, and I really got a chance to see my heroes on the screen playing their guitars and became inspired by those guitars and those videos to take up the electric guitar and play and learn the riffs. My top three at the time, and still really kind of are, were Angus Young from AC/DC, Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath, and Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. And seeing those guys with the guitar slung over their shoulder, just rocking that thing and making their own unique spins and riffs on those guitars just really ignited a passion that has stuck with me to this day. So, I just really, really enjoy guitars. So hopefully you're like me and you enjoy looking at guitars and understanding and learning about different models and configurations and things. And it's just something that I've always really, really taken to. So sit back and enjoy while I review this really interesting black Paisley Fender Stratocaster from 2012. So this is a made in Mexico reissue of a guitar that was at least made in Japan previously, and really unique. There's pink Paisley Telecaster that was made long ago, and James Burton from Elvis Presley's band is famous for playing one of those. And I really like that guitar too, but the black Paisley speaks to me a lot more. At the same time, they had a blue floral type of finish that had kind of that same fabric underneath, and I think the floral one actually had foil kind of underneath the finish. So I'll talk a little bit about that crack there you see above the bridge on the body and what causes that. But this guitar is an alder-bodied HSS configuration. I really like the humbucker and the bridge of a Stratocaster because I think it provides a lot of versatility that you don't get with three single coils. The humbucker here is a little over 8K, where the single coils are a little over 6.5K. So it's a pretty good balance, and of course gives you hum cancellation in that position, as well as a little better overdrive and chunkiness. This is a nice neck. It's rosewood, and pretty standard deal. The back of the neck is really pretty. I'll show that in a little bit. But it's a nice playing guitar, and it sounds really well. It's a 6-screw tremolo, and it's just basically a standard Strat with the humbucker and the bridge. Made in Mexico, 2012. The tuners are really nice. I like the wood grain here on the face of the headstock. There's some really interesting grain here. And that's another really cool thing about guitars that show the natural finish or have transparent, translucent finishes where you can see the grain, because every bit of wood grain is unique to itself. And so every single guitar is unique to itself. Here's a better picture that really shows that finish crack there. So this is a poly finish. Mostly all of the Fender guitars that you'll see have a polyurethane finish, and it's very sturdy, very hard plastic-like finish that is durable, and that's why they used it, as opposed to Gibson's nitrocellulose, which is very soft but has its own characteristics. But you can see that's a large crack, and there's a couple of them on this guitar, which is why I got a really good deal on it. And unfortunately, it's pretty common with these Paisley and other guitars that basically have non-wood fabric or other substance underneath the finish there, which looks cool but causes problems because I guess, of the air or the finish isn't, right against the wood. So there's a tendency for the finish to crack with these Paisley type or other type of material, underneath the finish. So there you can see there's a couple cracks by the bridge there. And they're just in the finish. I talked to my luthier friend Kevin Swaim about, is there anything that can be done about this? And here you can see it's really noticeable on the edge of the guitar there. You see that edge looks very rough. And depending on the light, and the angle, you can't really see it. Uh, and it doesn't really bother me because I don't really take care of my guitars to keep them in pristine condition typically. I like used guitars. I like guitars that have been played. And here's some of that really unique grain on the back of the neck. Isn't that cool? I think it's kind of strange that these are referred to as Fender Special Run, but the decal says Special Edition. So why aren't they FSE? But I don't know. That's just kind of how they refer to them, as FSR. And again, there's the tuners. These are really nice, decent tuners that do the job. And here you can see the neck. It's got some really nice flame in parts of it, especially on the top half. And underneath the skunk stripe is just kind of a nice wood grain finish. It feels really nice. It's kind of a satin finish neck, so it plays very smoothly. I just really like Strats, and this one fits right in with the rest of my Strat arsenal, especially with the black Paisley finish, which I just dig. And most Strats that I have don't have that back cover on them. That's just kind of a pain in the butt when you're changing strings or trying to make adjustments. And it really doesn't bother me at all when I'm playing it to have the springs exposed like that. So who cares? Just a plain black finish on this guitar. So yeah, a really nice example of what was coming out of Mexico during this era. It's just a really nice looking guitar in my opinion, and the rosewood fretboard really sets it off with the darkness and the rest of the guitar. So sit back, enjoy the playing demo, and thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.